Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello,
peeps.
and welcome to the Randall and Diane Breaux show. No, not really. But anyway, we are your local friendly realtor couple here
Yeah,
in Prescott.
she's the Prescott Pickle Lady. I
I
am her
am.
sidekick or gherkin. Or...
He is. And so we like to bring you guys, welcome you to Prescott, take you around, find you a great house, and show you what life is all about here.
Yes.
So, something interesting
Yeah.
we just discovered,
Yeah.
and we went to with former clients, now friends. Shout out to Cheryl and Mike. Thanks for being good sports and coming with us. It was an interesting night.
Interesting night at the Fed. So let's start at the Fed.
Yeah.
So the Fed is the federal, and it used to be a post office.
Well, no. Upstairs was the courthouse.
Courthouse.
That was actually a
Courthouse.
courthouse.
Well, I've never
Above
been.
the
Yeah,
above
above it
the.
was the courthouse. When we first moved here, it was the post office. So there were people
Well, it's still
working
the
there.
post office downstairs.
This still operates as post office?
Yes.
Do they wear pasties at the post office?
Well,
I guess they could.
It's acceptable now.
It's acceptable
so it
now.
might be.
Okay. All right. You
Might
can
be
express
okay.
yourself. No body shame. I get it.
Nobody
I
should.
get it.
Hey, everybody's
Yeah.
welcome. Hey, it's all
Okay.
right.
So evidently it's still a post office, but upstairs there is a event venue called the Federal.
Yes.
And it's the old, like there's one room they call the jury room. I assume at
Yeah.
one point there were juries in there. And there's like the stage area, I think used to be a courtroom.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
I just said.
Yeah.
It was like that's where the judge sat
Yeah.
and presided.
So that's on like the second or third floor. What's above that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Nobody
Right now we're
knows.
here to
Nobody
focus on the
knows.
Fed.
Yeah,
So,
nobody knows. But the
yeah.
Fed is on, I think it's the second floor, third floor, I forget.
Oh my
We
gosh.
walked up the stairs.
Yes, it doesn't matter. It's on
Yeah.
the second floor.
On the second floor.
But
It's
pretty-
important.
it's a pretty venue.
So if you
Pretty-
walk up the stairs and you get to the Fed, don't keep climbing the stairs.
No, stop.
Stop,
You've hit the
because
right
you've hit the
place.
right place. So it's a cool venue. I had never been to it before. Great for bands, kind of self-contained.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can rent the place out if you have your own event you want to do there. And just really kind of cool. It was just
Super
a really
cool.
cool space.
Super
And what was going on there is perhaps difficult to describe.
Right, and I have heard about this,
Yes.
but I had never participated. And so our friends, Mike and Cheryl, said, "Hey, have you heard there's a burlesque show here in Prescott?" And I said, I've heard about it, but are you for real? Where? I never knew that such a thing really happened. I'd heard rumor." She goes, "Oh no, it's a real show, and it's about once a year." So I'm like, you know what? For shits and giggles, we should go. Let's
So
do
we did.
this.
We went.
So we did. And I mean, I should know better because I'm from New Orleans. I should totally have known the difference between burlesque and drag. I learned differently.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking it was going to be a drag show.
No,
That's
it
what
was
I
not.
thought. It was not. The people wearing pasties were actual young ladies,
Real women.
real women, and not all of them were wearing pasties, but a fair number of them were.
Yeah.
Crazy show. It was
a
called
great
The
show.
Forbidden Garden.
Yeah.
And the show lasted for, so I should talk about the group first.
Yeah.
So young people, evidently there are some here in
Believe it or
Prescott,
not, there are
and
some.
most of them performed in this burlesque
Yeah.
show, I think. Either that or they were in the audience. So it's obviously a very young vibe, but everyone was very friendly, even though, we were older.
They were very accepting.
Yeah,
of the
very
old
accepting
folks.
of the old
Very
folks.
accepting.
Yeah, so,
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
Thank you
Pretending.
for making us feel welcome.
Yeah, make us feel welcome. That's always good.
But it was a fantastic show. It was completely created by themselves. They made it was almost 2 hours, and they had a lot of acrobats. They had a lot of dancing. They had a lot of singing. They had musicians.
So essentially, it was
It was
a old,
fabulous.
the old variety shows. So they
Yeah.
had a rig set up where I don't know what it's called, but this woman sort of wraps herself in a net and then kind of climbs up and
You
spins
guys
around.
know when you do yogurt.
Yogurt. When you do yogurt, you start to
You
spiral.
do yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga. With all the silks and the scarves and all
Yeah,
that. So
and
it was actually
then kind of
pretty impressive.
very impressive. I just don't know what they call it. And then they had a couple that were on a trapeze, and they
Yeah.
were quite wonderful too. Very acrobatic, very interesting. They had a guitar player. They had some pole girls spinning around
Quite
and around on a
impressive.
pole.
Very
very,
acrobatic, I will
very
say that.
impressive.
Tremendous upper arm
Yeah.
strength.
And then basically dancers. They had a number of dancers. That's where
Yeah.
the pasties came from. And
It was
dancing
really
to
hard for you. It
what?
was really hard for you and Mike to watch the pasties.
Yeah, I know. I know. Pasties anger me. Not really.
Not really.
So anyway, that they all very talented people, kind of strung together by a maitre d'. She kind of had
She
an
was great.
ongoing thing where she would do some readings and talk and kind of interact with the audience. I guess while the next act was getting ready, and then they would come on. So basically, a traditional
It was kind of like a mini.
variety
It
show.
was like a mini Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, yeah,
And here in Prescott.
yeah.
So you wouldn't think there'd be such a thing. There was.
Yeah.
It was well done, professionally executed.
Yeah.
It was like a mini, like I said, Cirque du Soleil here in Prescott.
Definitely
So-
an avant-garde
Absolutely.
feel. They had projection; things were projected on the wall,
Yeah.
and
Beautiful.
yeah, it was really interesting, really
It was a
different.
good show.
Yeah,
And so we had a great time. I think we were the oldest people there, but hey,
Yeah.
that's okay. You know, we're hip and happening. We'll check it out and let
yeah,
everybody know.
yeah. We had a good time.
So if you are living here in Prescott, I highly recommend check out the Fed, check out the different shows. There's always really interesting, cool things coming. We've got a whole vibe here of very, very, artsy, fartsy, very intelligent young people who are very
Yeah,
creative.
very
and
creative.
putting out some really nice works.
Creative avant-garde kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, you wouldn't expect it in a little western town, but
But we got it.
they're there, and they were great.
They were.
Yeah.
So, anyway, hats off to them. Thank you for the show. We had a wonderful time. Thanks, Mike and Cheryl, for telling us about it. And we had a good time. We had a great time. And also, they gave out free succulents. Remember that?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
so I
Little
was really excited
succulents,
about
yeah.
that. They had a chick with instead of cocktails in her hoop, she had little baby succulents.
Little
and you
baby
got a free
succulents. There was a lady there just sort of randomly painting the whole time. And I didn't understand what that was,
Yeah.
but
It was
okay.
really cool.
Everyone was kind of going, watching her work, you
It
know.
was cool.
As I said, avant-garde, but we
Totally.
enjoyed it.
But we did it. So, anyway, so if you're coming here to Prescott, keep your ears open and try some of this stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, you'd be
All
amazed
right.
at what's here.
Absolutely. So,
Now that's our tip of the day. If you like tips, the place to go is our free information site. Whether you are a buyer, seller, or somewhere in between, the place to go is Pickle 411. There you will find things that will amaze, astound, educate, and entertain you to no end.
yes.
And
Beyond your
you will
wildest
find
dreams.
no pictures of us with pasties. That is not available. We thought about it, and we had to recall. I mean, we're
Maybe
getting
by special
too many
requests, maybe.
complaints.
Maybe.
Too many complaints.
All right. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you at one of these cool shows one day. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.